Hi, Tadiko. What's up, buddy? I will, I will. I'll keep fighting the good fight. Oh yeah, what you working on? Trying to figure out my brush set. My brushes are the most basic brushes in the world. Like crazy, crazy basic. It's literally an oval brush that is like quite opaque. That's my favorite brush, is a very opaque brush. And there's like no texture on it. It's my fave. I don't want to fight to get color, you know what I mean? I want to like lightly touch it and it's like bam. So yeah, nothing fancy, nothing fancy. Yeah, simple and clean, and does not give me wrist strain when I want to put down a color or a value or whatever. Like the tiniest amount of pressure, like the tiniest. So I can like touch so lightly, and then it'll be like a little bit, But then I don't have to press very hard if I want like a good amount of opaqueness. So it's like the lightest of pressure. But then I do have like a normal brush that is like pretty pressury, and I have to press really hard, to get the full opaqueness. That I have for I have that for like if I really want to do some blendy type stuff. But yeah, my main brush is this guy. Very, very, but I stole this brush I love for sketching. This is so nice. I love this. And I stole that from an artist. I don't know where. What are you working on? I feel like you're always working. Always working on something. You're so productive. Productive boy. Yep, not leaving this place. The US dollar just goes such a long way here, you know what I mean? You know Paul is here in Jakarta. He might, I heard he was gonna come to Bali, but maybe not anymore. I don't know. But it would be really awesome if he came. Excuse me. Oh wow, for almost a year, really. Well, good thing you have that like side income, right? Like you have some passive income from courses and things like that. But yes, I am hearing about that whole thing, you know, with the industry being really crazy right now, which, you know, is making me nervous because I'm looking for work right now. Like it could be up to a year for me too, because I just got laid off. The company I was working at ran out of money. So, I mean, they talk about how like they're like the CEO, he's my friend. He's like, yeah, he wants to go get more funding and stuff like that. Like that's his goal, is to get more funding and hire everybody back. So, you know, fingers crossed. But I can't hold it. You know, I can't put all my eggs there. Well, you know, he just moved to LA, so he's not in San Fran anymore. So wait, yeah. Are you still in LA? Like, is Sony in LA? Or are you talking about Sony in Canada? Oh my God, if you're still in LA, Paul literally just moved there. I don't know when, but he just moved there, like maybe like last week kind of thing. And then within a few days of moving to LA, he came to Indo for a trip. But yeah, holy shit, you should really meet up with him and hit him up. Okay, Sony Animation. What's the one in Canada then that I'm thinking of? What's that Sony? Isn't there a Sony there? The ones who did Spider-Man, like Spider-Verse stuff? The one in Canada? Like, what am I thinking of there? Yeah, you gotta like set yourself up to be ready for layoffs. I guess so. I swear to God it was in Canada, like in Vancouver, the Spider-Verse team. But anyway, cool. You're in Sony now. Oh my God, congratulations. That's a big deal. Are you happy? Do you like it there? I really want to look it up. Hold on, let me look up Spider-Verse movie studio. Sony Pictures Animation, yep. Sony Pictures Imageworks, I think, is the one in Canada. What do they do? Oh yeah, you're right. It's the VFX is Imageworks is mainly VFX. So SPA, or the animation, is the creative studio that animates the films, and then the Imageworks does like the VFX and stuff like that. And they're like sister companies. I'm guessing it's just like a collaboration when they work on a film or something like that. That's cool. Ooh, shit, yeah, you have to deal with the LA commute. Animation studio, I'm like, I want to see where it is on the map. Culver City? That's like in the middle of LA, right? If I'm remembering. Whew. Yeah, sadly. So my friend from school, because I went to like a very specific, specialized like game school, right? And my friend started a game startup. So he's working on a game, and so he asked me to be art director and help with the visuals of the game this last year. So I think I was there for like a year and a half. And he's the CEO, getting the funding, right? All that kind of stuff, like the resource management. And unfortunately, there was an investor that pulled out. And he was like hoping for that money to like last us at least like 1 or 2 more months or something like that for the next next funding round. But yeah, unfortunately the investor pulled out, and so then he pretty much was only able to keep like maybe, I think 2 people. I think it was only 2 people. And he's about to start funding like pitches and stuff like that like next week. So let's see. We might all get hired back, or I'll be, I'm looking for work in other places. I'm kind of excited to also work in like a non-startup setting. So oh, the new office is in Beverly Hills. Whew. Rough. And they don't let like working from home kind of thing. Hey, Cedar Sky, welcome back. Thanks for coming to another stream. Thank you. Yeah, working on it. You know, I started with a face and now I'm like, shit, I think I slightly over rendered the face just a little bit because I don't want to render this whole thing, you know? I want it to still feel kind of like a concept art render. Like it doesn't need to be fully polished, it just needs to be clear. Um, so I might need to knock back the face and make it go back to being kind of messy. But my job applications this week as well. And I already learned so much just by doing this piece that like I kind of like, okay, I'm ready to like take what I learned and bring it to another piece. So I really don't want to spend too much time making this perfect. Thanks, Aniko. Me too. I hope it works out. Although, like I said, I'm kind of excited to work. But it'll be nice to have the income again for sure. But I am also excited to like not work in a startup setting because startups are, whew, it's a different beast being in a startup for sure. Thanks. I'm working on it, working on it. Yeah, the challenge here will be to not over render. That is the goal. Katie, do not over render. It doesn't need it. Doesn't need it. Oh yeah, totally, I agree. But you know what? Like, I think it's really cool that someone would try. I'm. It's really brave that my friend like started his own company, and you know he wanted to do things better than what what like was, I guess, the culture or the way things was done at his old job. An old company, which is, you know, like a typical big company. So I admire his like tenacity and his resilience and his courage. But for me, I think I just have a lot to learn still from working in like an established company. Yeah, that's kind of my feel. But you know what? Like, I'm learning a lot in both for sure. Yeah, I'm learning a lot in both. But there is a lot that I still want to learn from like working in like an established company that has like has proven success, you know, even if it's not perfect. Were you feeling worried at all during that year of being off, or did it feel like something was going to show up eventually? That, that kind of thing. Did you work on a lot of personal projects to like stand out? Like what did you, did you network? Was that the goal? Or sorry, was that like did networking kind of unlocked the dry spell, quote unquote? Yeah. Going off on your own, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn so much. It's going to be really stressful. I mean, some people maybe won't feel any stress, especially if they've done it a lot and kind of know what they're doing. But your first time, I bet it's very stressful. I mean, my friend essentially, like the CEO of my of that startup, he like essentially does not do anything but work. He takes little breaks here and there, but like he is dragging this project to the finish line, which I'm like super impressed with. Yeah. Cool. So then you just kind of like focused on your own projects, stuff that you just wanted to do, stuff for fun. Didn't really, I don't know, try to force it, I guess, by doing things like networking. You kind of just, eventually a project kind of landed, or a position finally opened. This is good info for me. Because I'm like, oh my God, do I need to network? Do I have to like do stuff with my LinkedIn? But I always like, the longer, I do this, the more I'm very sure that like the secret sauce is to do as much as you can what you love and what feels natural. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, networking is not a bad idea, for sure. But I can imagine that it's like, I feel like if you force it, it's like, that's when it's not great, But if you naturally like become friends with somebody, Like, yeah, like this last job that I had is because I went to school with this guy and we were friends and we worked on the same team and stuff. So yeah, networking does make a difference for sure. But I think when you call it networking, sometimes it can feel very like, ugh, versus just like, go make friends or, you know, just do good work and the people that know you remember who you are. Oh, thanks, Nico. Appreciate that. Yeah, if anyone needs like an illustrator, concept artist, I guess VizDev, right? VizDev artist. If anyone just needs someone to draw and paint, design characters, create concept art. Are you excited about the projects you're working on? Yeah, I do use Procreate sometimes. It's not my number one choice, but I do use it if I really feel like doodling, but I don't want to like sit at my desk. If I'd rather be on the couch, then yeah, I'll use Procreate because I think the Photoshop painting app like on an iPad is just not that great. But I just struggle for some reason to like finish a painting on Procreate. Something about, you know how like, well, I don't know if as a story, I'm sure you had to do this too, but like, you know how like you want to zoom out? I don't know, something about finishing a painting in Procreate just hasn't clicked for me yet. But yeah, I like it. I like it for portability. Do you do your animations on an iPad or on Procreate, that kind of thing? I think there's a new animation Procreate app, isn't there? What was it called? I think it's called Procreate Dreams. I'm really liking how this looks. Like I don't want to over render this. Like I like, yeah, I like the bow. I like the level of rendering on the bow. It doesn't really need much more. Hello! Dang, girl, it's been a long time. Hello, hello. How are you? Okay. Oh my god, I know. My hair is so long. It's almost down to my butt. I'm good. I'm engaged. That's a big life news for me. Oh yeah, Taniko, I'm engaged. Getting married in 2027. Big deal, big deal. I'm very excited. Hell yeah. Well done. Yes, I bagged one. I convinced somebody to marry me. Okay, everything now needs to be at this consistency. Yeah, sort of. So my portfolio right now, I think, is missing an up-to-date like character illustration. So I already have a character design page on my portfolio. This is just like, I think it's just to finish it out. Like it's just to like complete it a bit because I think that's missing. Like I can share my portfolio if you're curious. That's what I want to put at like the top page of the character design or the character concept art part. The portfolio, I think overall I'm really happy with the portfolio. I just think that the weakest page is the character page because it's missing this. So if it feels like this will be like rounding it out, and I'll feel it'll be nice to apply with this, you know. The wedding is gonna be in Bali. Yes. Yeah. We're gonna keep it local for us. Are you in the Christmas spirit? Isn't it your favorite month of the year? Yeah, there's the studio that I'm most interested in working with. They're called Graphit Studio. Um, it's basically like an art outsourcing company, you know? So they're not like a game studio, but they make a lot of art for games. That seemed to have been like a big rise since, I don't know, just in the last like 10 years or so, where there's these like art outsourcing companies, um, rather than like an in-house art team, right? Um, in a specific studio. But the reason why I like it is because then there's a lot of different projects you can work on, and they do a lot of illustration work, which is like my favorite, right? Like I actually enjoy, I think, illustration more than like the concept art. Um, so so usually I feel like with games, like in-house games, you know, like they don't necessarily need like a lot of illustrations for a single game, depending on the game, right? If it's like a Hearthstone, then yeah, they need a lot of illustrations. And so that's why they would want to have like in-house illustrators. But typically, I think games don't need a lot of illustrations. So then you like hire like an art outsourcing company or freelancers and things like that. And they get many clients, right, who need illustrations. So then it's like they get a lot of illustration work. Like I would love to do that. And their artwork style is super stylized, whimsical, you know, fantasy. So yeah, I'm very interested in that studio. Of course, Blizzard and stuff would be awesome too. But I haven't checked the Blizzard job board. And what are you up to now? Are you still independent and doing like commissions? Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. You're right. Like I mean, I saw on ArtStation like people who say that they're illustrators um, at Blizzard, but they might be freelance and they're just like very consistent. Yeah, probably. I have no idea. I bet, I think they outsource from all over the freaking world. I'm sure there's a lot of Chinese artists that like work for them. But I don't know about Hearthstone. Cool, that's awesome. Are you still living in the same house with your boyfriend? Yeah, that's true. I mean, it would look more impressive for them, right? If they say, like, I'm an illustrator, I'm a freelance illustrator at Blizzard, but it doesn't mean they're like full time. Cool, and no more noise. No more noise problems. Wow, amazing. White noise all the time. Looks like shit, but we gotta move on. Cool. A metal community. You hear birds? I'm I mean, I think I'm fortunate. I don't know if Clarice would find it annoying, but there's a lot of birds near like where I live, I guess. I mean, for sure the neighbor has this gigantic cage of birds. I think some of them might be exotic, I'm not sure. But we also just have so many birds in Bali, you know, like the little ones. The little chirpy ones. Like one of the reasons I got this house, I took it immediately, was because it's right in the central of town, and I'm actually on a pretty busy street, but the house, you kind of have to go down just like a little alleyway, and it's not even that deep, like it's not that deep of an alleyway, and for some reason we can't hear anything. Like we can't hear the road, we can't hear other neighbors, we can't hear we just can't hear any traffic, except for like the random annoying person who's on like an insanely loud bike. But like everyone who comes here is like shocked that that we can't hear anything. So it's really nice. Like we just hear birds, which is it's really cool. Okay, birds are fine. That's good. Yeah, I think since we last, I'm still in the same house. This house is very, 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 very nice, and I don't see myself leaving this house for a long time. Luckily, not too many barks. We had one time when there was like really annoying barking from a neighbor's dog, but as soon as we complained, they stopped. They I don't know what they did to the dog. What's really annoying is if there's construction, and when I first moved here, there was a lot of construction around us, but now I think there's like no more land to construct. Like it's all built up now around us that there's no more construction to be done. Although the neighbor is renovating his house, but it's not too bad. Like it's not loud. We can't hear it. I know, I think it's been a really long time. Still looks really unfinished. Are you still on Twitch, or did you stop? I think you stopped streaming on Twitch. before we haven't caught up in a while, right? Like I think you were already not doing it, or or do you still do it? I mean, I think there are people who are much faster than me at painting and rendering, but actually like rendering is kind of my favorite part. It's like so meditative. I love it. That's kind of why I think I'm more of an illustrator than a concept artist. Though I also love just like designing characters and things, especially if it's stylized and especially if it's like fantasy fairy tale. But I love this part of just like noodling and getting it to read and getting it to a certain quality. But I get it. As somebody who's a storyboard artist, I bet you're like so bored by this, because you're like, you have a story in your mind, you have things you want to say, you have a story you want to tell, and like you just want to like sketch and get it out, rather than like making one thing perfect. Oh yeah, what changed? Oh yeah, because you had that too, right? Like you kind of didn't like finishing a painting or a study even. Like you thought it was like also boring or something like that. Like I love working with the light, although I'm sure in storyboard you care a lot about like lighting direction and stuff too, Oh yeah, that's right, you liked line art. That is way too bright. Yeah, that mindset shift can probably do a lot to just enjoy it. I see like rendering like sculpting. Like I love the massaging of like pushing a value here, pushing a color here, things like that. It's just like massaging. Thanks to Nico. Have a good night. I'm sure it's late there. Yeah, let's catch up again soon. Yeah, totally. Like that, you just have more to play with like, oh, no, don't put white. You have more to play with, I guess, right, with rendering than with just line art. Although, I mean, there's so much beauty in just a line art artwork too. The details on this does not match this side. Do you still have your Discord group? Is that where your main clients are? And like commissioners, you know? Little puppy. Hello. We also got a puppy recently. She is so freaking cute. My God, she's so cute. Oh, nice. Yeah, okay, I remember Twitter you were pretty active on as well. Whoa, what did I just do? Man, that song is so stuck in my head. The Christmas song. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Oh. I I think because of you, I really started to like, wait, or I don't know. I remember having a conversation that you love Chihuahuas, and I think it definitely helped me like Chihuahuas more. But my partner is like absolutely not into Chihuahuas. So instead, we got a Dachshund. Yeah, little girl. If she comes near me, I'll bring her. I'll show her on the app or the stream. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, it is understandable. If you're not into Chihuahuas, I get it. But one day, I want to like rescue a Chihuahua. I want to adopt one. Oh, she's right here. Come here. I'm going to show you on screen. Come here. I know you're tired. Hello, everybody. This is Bernie. This is Bernadette. 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 Hello. Hello. Yeah, they really are. But some of them are also like really sweet. Some Chihuahuas are like, yeah, they're either Satan spawn, like little Satan spawns, and then some of them are just like kind of dumb and brainless and just really sweet. I like both. I think both kinds are really funny. Like, some of them just like always has like a little tongue out, you know, and they're just always like kind of smiling at the camera or at you with just their big eyes. Yeah. Oh, I need to find this video of like, I think it's called How to Relax. Have you seen this? Hold on. I hope I can find it. I think this is it, yeah. Oh my god. Okay, if I play... Okay, hold on. Let me just... Unless you... I don't know if you showed me this. I don't know if I play it, will people be able to hear it? Yeah, I think you can hear the desktop audio. I think that can... But oh my god, this is so funny.
Hi everybody, it's Paul. You know, a lot of people ask me, after a long day of voiceover or writing or doing all those creative things that I do, how do I relax? Well, like many other Americans, I come home and I pet my dog. You see, petting your dog is one of the most relaxing things you can possibly do. It releases a hormone called oxytocin, which reduces stress. Also, it lowers your heart rate and it lowers your blood pressure. Plus, people who pet their dogs are 5 times more likely to live longer than people who just have cats. Plus, the dogs like it so much, and it's a nice bonding experience. That's right.
I don't even think they're really like hurting, and the little dog is not really hurting him. He's just so aggressive, but not really like properly hurting him. Ugh. So funny. Love that video. That's how they show love, yeah. That's so true. Okay, the roughest part of this right now is this sword. So I have to really fix this. I mean, do you have any pets yet? Why don't you have a Chihuahua? Oh my god, cool. I love that for you, that you're like, that you were doing a lot of makeup. Yeah, last time we talked, you were kind of on this journey and exploration of like a more feminine, your more feminine side. Like really cool goth dresses and things like that. How's that going? I hear you. Cool. Do you go anywhere dressed up, like concerts, you know, things like that? I bet there's some sick, like, metal shows that you could go to really dressed up. Starting to get hungry. Oh, sick. Fuck yeah. Does your boyfriend like this new style? What am I doing? Does that look stupid? Really? Cool. Nice. Happy for you guys. Thank you. I'm very happy as well. I can attribute my dating coach for making this happen. She really changed my life. Yeah. Like really wanting to find the right person, all that kind of stuff. And I think at the time, if I'm not wrong, when we were talking about it, I was still single even. I think. Yeah. But yeah, my dating coach, damn. She really did it for me. That's what I use the NFT money on. I use the NFT money so I can get a dating coach. Okay, yeah. Yep, and that's the same guy. That's the one that proposed. Okay, so if I was dating the Belgian guy, the work that I did with the dating coach was finished. I think we were already done by then. But then me and my partner now, like, we had like a rough patch. So I had like an emergency session with that coach again, and I again attribute like her advice to be the reason why we were able to work out. So very, very grateful. Cool. So yeah, she was around then. Yep, I was like, I guess just too much in survival mode to even be online for a while. Too traumatized. Still had a lot of self-work to do. Yes, things are much better. Like the layoff kind of sucks, not having, a job for the past month and a half, but it was not the worst thing to happen for sure. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for saying that. I am much better. This is a really nice place to be. Yeah, like it all ended up just showing me just where I still could be kinder to myself more, right? Like, as really hard things tend to do, it's like it just shows you where I hate this word, but like where your healing can still happen. But yeah, I needed a break. I needed to just focus on myself. And well, it was more like I just needed to tend to my own, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot you weren't here when I was talking about it. I was working at a startup. My friend from school, from game school, like he started his own game studio. So, and then he asked me to be the art director for it. But at that time I was looking for a job anyway. And yeah, and he was like, he wanted to do something really surreal and really whimsical, right? Like everything that I love, everything that's like up my alley. So I joined and I learned how to use Unreal. Learned game production again. And then he's the CEO, but we just ran out of money. And so then he only was able to keep like 2 people. And so he's about to do some more funding like pitches, like he's looking into getting more funding. And he said, and his dream is that like then he would be able to hire everyone back. So that is nice to know, but I can't count on it, right? So just back to looking for work, which I'm honestly really excited at the idea of working at a established studio. The startup world is pretty intense. Or just working in a startup, I'm sure it's different for every startup, but this experience was really a lot of learning, but it was pretty tough, I think. And so I really like the idea of working at an established company where I can like learn from what's kind of already working. And I think I kind of like want, I think I want to learn, again, from that, like an established company, even for like my independent stuff, right? Like I think I still have a lot to learn. I don't think I want to fully jump into being like an entrepreneur again, like being an independent artist or coach or whatever, just any kind of your own business owner, before I like learn from others. I think, that just feels more sustainable after everything that I've been through. Yeah, too bad. Hopefully, I mean, my friend, the one that was just online, that you were talking to as well, Toniko, he is an incredibly talented storyboard artist. He's worked at like major studios, right? Like DreamWorks and things like that. And he just told me that he just started a job at Sony Animation, but before he got the Sony Animation, he was unemployed for an entire year. And everyone has been talking about how crazy the industry is right now. And also I think just everywhere, right? Like it's a recession right now, all this kind of stuff. Where, just could be this. So it could be that long. It could be a year, which won't be the worst thing, but then it would drain my savings. That's what would suck. But it'd be really fun to just do whatever I want, right? For a year, work on pieces like this. Are you still playing World of Warcraft? or any game? Have you been playing Arc Raiders? Like it's the big new thing at the moment, you know? Yeah, what's your current entertainment? Oh, interesting. Oh, that's an interesting concept. That's a very interesting concept. Like documenting the process. Even if it's not like specifically vlogs, but I mean, it could be vlogs for Instagram, so it's like vertical, or if I just put it on my stories, I don't know. But that's an interesting idea, to actually like share that. Okay, I'll think about it. Okay, cool. I mean, Mario Kart is the classic for sure. Okay, gotta go back to these ribbons because they look like shit right now. Yeah. Yeah, that would be really valuable. That would be valuable for people to know what I've tried, what I'm trying, what's working, you know, what doesn't work. Right now, my strategy is just do this one piece. So when I first got laid off, I already started applying to the things that I thought was like the most, I don't know, and tell me if I'm like talking too much and if this is not useful, but my first thought was like, okay, gonna apply to the things that I think like my portfolio already is like that really matches the job, and generally that's like free, like illustration stuff. So I already applied to those because I think I have enough kind of like illustration work to show. And then okay. Okay, I'll babble about what I think I'm gonna do and things like that. And then let's see what happens. So I've done that, and now I'm gonna then try to branch off and get jobs that I think are, I guess, concept art jobs. So I think my illustration portfolio is stronger than my like concept art portfolio. So that's what this piece is for, is just to try to like make it a teeny bit better, right? The concept art. Even with this, I still think my illustration portfolio is stronger. But then the thing that I think is useful about doing this illustration is it supports illustration as well, right? Anyway, after this, we'll apply to a bunch of concept art jobs, But before I like apply, I will check on my LinkedIn if like there's a company I want to work for. And then, I mean, luckily for me, right, I went to school for video games, so I have people that I've already added since I was like in school, and the people that I added have also grown up and like are probably working at a bunch of companies now, you know, whatever, right? They've worked at all these different game studios as well. And so like if before I apply, I'll just check to see if there's like somebody that I know who like works there, and then just ask them if they would like help me with instead of me applying, it's like I give them, right, my portfolio and resume, that kind of thing. If it's useful, or if they can do that. I've done that with one company. There was one company where the person who is actually the art director was somebody I went to school with, and she told me like that position that I was going to apply to is already filled, but she would be happy to look at my portfolio. So I like just shared it with her, and then she told me that like there's going to be more openings in March. So it's like that's really useful when you like you just know that on LinkedIn, right, you know somebody, just to help you at least get your resume looked at or your portfolio looked at, even if in the end they're not going to pick you, you know. But I think that is really helpful. So there's that. So trying, but if I don't know anyone, then oh well, right? I just have to cold apply. And so then in the meantime, if like there's no jobs to apply for, yeah, like luckily that's like I think that makes a big difference. And so for people who don't have that, my guess is the best thing to do would be like to go to conventions and meet other people through that. That would be probably, or if you take like I mean, I've always wanted to do like those schoolism courses, right? Things like that. Like there's a cohort, right? You know, and you just like meet other people. But because going to school, like if you even just get network through those like courses, like not a full school, but it's like a course, and then there's other people also taking the course, those are people that are likely to like really likely to also like want to get a job or something like that, and it's good to know those people probably. Yeah, let's see what's gonna happen, because I mean the last job I got, luckily again, was because my friend started a game company and he knew about my work, so that's the reason why I have a job. I had a job. I'm really curious how much cold applying is gonna work versus like, is it only through networking? The thing that I wonder with, especially with illustration though, like I kind of think networking might not be as important, like knowing somebody kind of thing, just because your portfolio is probably like the number one. I think having a really strong portfolio, and let's say like having a good presence on ArtStation, could probably get you a job, even if you don't know anyone in the company, you know what I mean? Or at least get you freelance work or something like that. Concept art, I'm not so sure, because concept art, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe both. Maybe they're both the same. So like something that I'm gonna do is like if there's no more jobs to cold apply, if there's no more what do you call it? What was the other thing I was gonna say? Like there's no contact that I can kind of connect with on LinkedIn or whatever and let them know that I'm looking for work, then the extra time, and if I'm not going to network, so like I'm not going to go to a convention or something, the other thing I'm kind of thinking about is like joining things like ArtStation challenges or challenges like in Discord, and doing your best to like do well in them, because I feel like that can get you some attention too, you know, like you can get attention on your portfolio that way. Like I know there's this there's an Instagram account called Character Design Challenge, and they'll share like the winners, right? Or like not the winners, but like they'll share a good amount of like the best artworks that like for that theme. And I just get a feeling that like some pros will take a look at that. And I think they do, because like pros get like pro illustrators, pro people in the industry like get invited to judge, you know, things like that. So like it's like a good way to have your name or portfolio be known, I think, is to join these contests, like little design challenges. So that's my other thesis. That's the other thing I'm going to try, is to join challenges, because I think that could be a fun way to network online, you know? That's something we'll see. Let's see how that goes. Like right now there's a Discord, that outsourcing studio that I really want to be a part of. They just launched like a Christmas challenge, and it's called like Heroes and Villains or something like that. And I can imagine that like being active in their Discord and like sharing work and stuff like that, like it's a way to stand out and get your name known. Maybe, let's see. We'll let you know how it goes. But yeah, like a villain and hero challenge, like that sounds pretty fun to join. As long as I like the theme, you know? That's true. That's really true. Like you might not like be perfect for the job, or like let's say the worst case is like, yeah, you're let's say my portfolio is just not good enough, right? But if they like see potential, and I'm guessing like if let's say I like improve it and work on it and I apply again, I think that looks good too, right? Like for anyone, like it looks good that like you don't give up, that you are actively working on your portfolio and making it better. I mean, that's what happened with, there was a job that I applied to at Graphit, the outsourcing studio I want to work on, and they responded, the art recruiter. So I don't think an art director saw my portfolio. I'm pretty sure an art director didn't see my portfolio. The recruiter did, and then the recruiter emailed me saying like, we like your skills and we like your experience, but we don't have any projects right now that suits you. And then we'll be happy to like connect again when another project comes up, kind of thing. And then at the bottom of her email, she like left her socials and her LinkedIn. So then I added her, and I will just continue to like be on the lookout for jobs and stuff like that, right? And continue to like upload or like just improve my portfolio and show one day, like apply again, show her, or actually probably what would be best is like when there's another opening at their studio, it's like I'll message her first on LinkedIn, right? And let her know that I'm applying, kind of thing. And I have like an updated portfolio and I have some new work, you know, stuff like that. I think that would be helpful. So like even if you get rejected, like it can still be good to, yeah, exactly, to apply. Yeah, 6 months is probably good. My portfolio. Okay, another reason why I'm working on this is because my portfolio, like a lot of the work that I have on there right now is student work. So that means that's like artwork that's like 10 years old. And yeah, that's really old. Like I would really like to eventually not have any more of my student work in that portfolio. But the thing is, like I haven't been trying to get a job in the industry for a long time. So yeah. So yeah, I will, of course. I'll let you know. I'll let you know if I learn something. I'll let you know if if something happens, like what I think is working, what's not working, yada yada. Are you still interested in being in the industry? Like what's or are you just curious about the what it's like the process, the job hunting process? Or is there a part of you that's still, because I know we talked about it, that you would like to work in the industry, right? That you would like to, I don't know if that's changed. Oh, but the other thing I'm doing right now as well is I'm on Upwork, which, you know, there's a lot of shitty jobs on Upwork, but there's like there's the rare occasion where you do get a project or a client that's like good quality. So that's the other place I'm on as well, just in case. Could lead to something, I don't know. Okay, yeah. Like if you imagine working on a dream project or a dream company, sort of, like what comes to mind?
Cutie. Hey. Hi, good girl.
Oh, cool. Do you play in a band? I think your boyfriend had a band, right? Okay, perfect. Okay, that's great to know. That's awesome that that you're living the dream. What is the current challenge that's exciting you right now? Like what is it about what you're doing right now that's like challenging you in a satisfying way? Okay. Nice. So you're starting to offer digital paintings. Sick. I think so. I mean, I'm gonna finish this piece. I think I'll be, yeah, okay. I think I'll be on for another like hour, probably. Okay, have a good shower and have a good night. It was so nice to catch up. Oh yeah, bye-bye. I will. Thanks for coming. It was really nice to chat. Thanks for keeping me company. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
What you doing?